Hello friends and welcome back. I hope you all are fine and healthy. In previous video we had discussed about the heat conduction through plain composite walls. So in that video we had discussed about the series combinations of plain walls. In today's video we will discuss about the series and parallel combinations of plain walls. I hope you will enjoy this lecture. Please watch this lecture till the end and also follow me on the Instagram. I will provide the link in the description corner. And if you have any doubts, then please ask me in the comment section. So without any further delay, let's get started. So this is the combination of series and parallel walls. So first we will see how many walls are here. So this is first wall, second, third and fourth. Means 4 walls are there. The thickness of the first wall, that is wall A, is LA. The thickness of the second 2 walls, that is B and C, that is second and third wall, will be LB and LC. So LB will be equals to LC. You can see in the figure. And the thickness of fourth wall will be LD. Okay. Now the heat Q is flowing in this direction. Now how we will know that the walls are connected in series or in parallel combinations? So that depends on the direction of heat flow. Remember that how to know the walls are connected in series or parallel? So that will depend on the direction of heat flow. I will show. Now for example, if we have a 2 walls, let's say wall P and wall Q. Suppose the heat is flowing in this direction Q. Okay, then you can see the heat has to divide in 2 parts to conduct through these walls. So whenever the heat divides, then we can say that walls are connected in parallel. Okay, so the heat will divide at this interface into 2 parts and it will travel through this wall, and again at this point it will combine together and we will get Q at last. That means heat will divide at this interface. So the walls are connected in parallel. Now suppose we have the same combination of walls P and Q and the heat is flowing in this direction. Suppose the heat is flowing in this direction, then the P and Q are in which connection? So P and Q are in series connection. Why? Because heat has not to be divided in 2 parts. It will directly travel through P and Q without dividing. Okay. So at last we will get Q only without dividing. So at the interface, if our heat divides into 2 parts, that means that walls are connected in parallel combinations. And in parallel combinations, the area which is perpendicular to heat flow is different. Why different? Because suppose I will draw a better diagram here. Suppose we have walls like this. This is P and this is Q. The area of wall P is AP and area of wall Q is AQ. Now heat is coming, it has to divide into 2 parts. So you can see the area AP is obviously different from area AQ. Why different? Because the heat which is perpendicular to area for both the walls is different. But in series combination, you can see this is wall P and this is wall Q. So this is P and this is Q. So the heat, the direction of heat is perpendicular to area. This is our area. And this area is same as this area. That means the area of both the walls in series combination is same. Why same? Because we have line to line connection, and in parallel the heat has to divide into 2 parts, and you can see from the figure the area perpendicular to heat flow will be different. Okay, so that point has to be remembered by you. Now let's say the thermal conductivity of wall A is Ka, of wall B is Kb, of wall C is Kc, and of wall D is Kd. Okay, we have the thermal conductivities. Now we will see the temperature drops. Suppose the temperature at wall A is T1, at this wall let's say we have T2, here we have T3, and here we have T4. Okay, In this case, we are talking about only conduction, not convection. Okay, that case we will discuss in next video. So here we are talking about conduction only. So we have the temperature drops. Now I want to bring your attention to the previous semesters. In that semester we had discussed some electrical concepts. So what are they? We will see. Suppose when we have the resistors which are connected in parallel, suppose we have this type of resistors. Okay, so we have the resistor 1 and resistor 2. Now the current is flowing like this. Okay, so at this junction current has to be divided into two parts. So it will be I1 and it will be I2. At this it will add and we will get our I original. So this we know. So in parallel combination of resistor, the potential drop, let's say this is V, the potential drops across the two resistors is same. That we know. Okay, that is delta V or V is same. Okay, the potential drop between two junctions, that is for resistor 1 and resistor 2, will be delta V and it will be same. Our current will divide, that is our current is different for both the resistors R1 and R2. I hope you know that. Now the equivalent resistor in series in parallel combination will be 1 upon R equivalent is equals to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. So by this formula we can find the equivalent resistors when the resistors are connected in parallel. So as we know that according to electrical analogy, our current I is analogous to heat flow Q. Our potential drop or potential difference is same as temperature difference delta T. And the third, that is electrical resistance, is same as our thermal resistance. This we know. So whatever the behavior these parameters of electricity shows in the parallel combination of electrical resistors, the same behavior will be shown by this heat transfer parameters also. So as this current divides into two parts when the resistors are connected in parallel, same way our heat also divide. Now only I had told that heat has to be divided into two parts. Suppose heat is Q and it is entered here in wall A. Now it is here. So it has to divide into two parts to flow through B and C. So B and C are in parallel combinations. Okay, that is clear. Now the second point, that is delta V for both the resistors is same. So similarly our temperature difference for both the walls which are connected in parallel will be same. So what is that? That is T2 minus T3 is the temperature difference for wall B also, and T2 minus T3 is the temperature difference for wall C also. I will repeat that delta V is same in the parallel combination of electrical resistors. So similarly our delta T temperature drop will be same for the walls which are connected in parallel. That is T2 minus T3 is same for wall B also, and T2 minus T3 is same for wall C also. Now as we had find the equivalent resistors in case of the resistors when they are connected in parallel is this. Okay, so similarly when the walls are connected in parallel, so we have to find the equivalent thermal resistor for these walls with using the same formula. So how I will show. For example, now we want to find the equivalent resistance for wall B and C. That is, let's say we will mark that as RTH equivalent, 1 upon RTH equivalent, that is for wall B and wall C. So it will be 1 upon RTH B plus 1 upon RTH C. So by this formula we can find the equivalent resistance of these two walls which are connected in parallel combinations. Okay, so I hope you got the idea that how to utilize these formulas. So now we will see the thermal circuit. So we have how many temperatures? 1, 2, 3 and 4 temperatures are there. So we will require 4 points. This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so let's say this is T1, this is T2, this is T3, this is T4. Okay, so between T1 and T2 we have wall A and its thermal resistance will be RTHA. Okay, RTHA. Between temperatures T2 and T3 we have two walls, that is B and C, which are in parallel combinations. So we will draw parallel circuit. Okay, so this is RTHB and this is RTHC. Now at 3 and 4, between 3 and 4 we have wall D and its thermal resistance is RTHD. Okay, RTHD. So this is Q and this is also Q. So now you will think how to solve this complex circuit. From my point of view, if you will see, then this is very simple. So what will be the idea? So first we will find the equivalent resistance of these two parallel equivalent resistance of these two parallel walls, and we will bring this we will bring this parallel combination into series combinations. So when we will find this equivalent resistance of these two walls, so that equivalent resistance will come in the series combinations with other two walls. Okay, so I will show. So let the equivalent thermal resistance of wall B and C is R equivalent 1. Okay, so as wall B and C are in parallel, so we will use this formula, that is R equivalent 1 upon R equivalent 1 is equals to 1 upon RTH B plus 1 upon RTH C. Okay, so that we can write this R equivalent 1 equals to RTH B into RTH C upon RTH B plus RTH C. I hope you got this step. Okay, so now we have to put the formulas. So what is the formula for resistance, thermal resistance for plane wall? It is L by Ka. Okay, so we got the formula of equivalent resistors. So that equivalent resistors will come into series with these two. So I will draw here. So this is our equivalent resistance. So I will rub these resistors. So this is what? R equivalent 1. So what was the idea? That don't think about how many walls we have in parallel. Find the equivalent resistance of that parallel walls and bring that resistance into series, then apply our formula. What was the formula? That is Q is equals to delta T by summation RTH. Okay, means we have to just sum this all the resistors and just we have to put here in this formula. Now how we will do that, we will see. Now I hope you remember that our formula, that is Q is equals to delta T divided by summation of RTH, we had derived in the previous video. So if you had not seen that video, I suggest you see that video first and then you will understand how we will solve this. So Q is equals to, now we will see how, what we will write in place of delta T, we will see here. Now we want to find the overall heat transfer through these all walls. So we will find the difference between the first temperature and the last temperature. So it will be T1 minus T4. Now what is the second step? So the thermal resistance which are between T1 and T4 temperatures, we will add all that resistance. Okay, so from T1 to T4 we have 3 resistors, that is RTHA R equivalent. So this equivalent resistance is equivalent of B and C wall, and we have the thermal resistance of wall D. So we will add all. Why we will add all? Because these three resistors are in series combinations. Okay, I hope you got the idea. Okay, so we will add all. So it will be RTH A plus R equivalent 1 plus RTH D. So what is the formula of R? That is thermal resistance. In case of plain wall, it is L by Ka. L is the thickness, K is the thermal conductivity of the wall material, and A is the area. Okay, so we will substitute that. So Q is equals to T1 minus T4 divide by RTHA will be LA by Ka into A plus the value of R equivalent can be found by which formula? That is R equivalent is equals to RTH B into RTH C divided by RTH B plus RTH C. So if you have to put, for example, I will show. So RTH B will be LB by KB into the area of this wall B. It will be given in the numerical. So you have to write the area, and again you have to calculate for wall C also. That is LC by KC into area of wall C, which will be provided in the numerical. So by putting the value of A and KB and LB, you will find the value of R equivalent 1. So you have to put that value of R equivalent 1 here. So I am writing only here R equivalent 1, because we can find that value in numerical. Okay, so I am putting R equivalent 1 only. Then plus RTHD will be LD by KD into A. Okay, so I hope you got the idea. So by this formula we can find the overall heat transfer through these combinations of series and parallel walls. Okay, now we will solve the sum. So the numerical is a reactor's wall 320 mm thick is made up of an inner layer of fire brick having thermal conductivity is 0.84 watt per meter degree Celsius, covered with layer of insulation, that is K is 0.16 watt per meter degree Celsius. That is the thermal conductivity of the insulating layer is this. The reactors operates at a temperature of 1325 degrees Celsius and ambient temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. Now what is the meaning of ambient temperature? So ambient temperature means the surrounding temperature. Okay, so it is 25 degrees Celsius. Now we have to determine the thickness of the fire brick and the insulation, which gives minimum heat loss. Second, calculate the heat loss presuming that the insulating material has a maximum temperature of 1200 degrees Celsius. Okay, now we will see the solution. So this is the wall of the reactor, having the inner side having the fire brick and it is covered with the insulating layer. Let's say LA is the thickness of fire brick, that is wall A, and LB is the thickness of insulating material, that is wall B, having thermal conductivity KB of wall B and thermal conductivity of wall A, that is fire brick, as Ka. Okay, now we will see the temperatures. So the reactor operates at a temperature of 1325 degrees Celsius. That means the inner side of the wall is the fire brick and the side which is nearer to the reactor will have the temperature of 1325 degrees Celsius. That means T1, I will write here, T1 is 1325 degrees Celsius. And T3 will be what? T3 is exposed to surrounding. So T3 will be the surrounding temperature. So T3 is 25 degrees Celsius. Now we want to know T2. What will be T2? So for that, you have to read this second line. Calculate the heat loss presuming that the insulating material has a maximum temperature of 1200 degree Celsius. That means the material, the insulating material have the maximum temperature of 1200 degree Celsius. Now think, which side of the insulating material will have the maximum temperature? Obviously, it is the side which is nearer to the reactors. So T2 is the temperature of the side which is nearer to the reactor. So it is given that T2 is 1200 degree Celsius. Okay. Now, as we know that our derivation of this complete heat conduction through composite walls is under assumptions. So that assumptions are steady state heat conduction, no internal heat generation, our area, that is area perpendicular to heat flow, is constant, then our material is homogeneous and isotropic. So the assumption was steady state heat conduction. So when we have steady state heat conduction, that means the rate of heat transfer throughout the material or throughout the wall remains same. And we had also seen in the video of series combination of plane walls, and in that video I had told that the heat transfer rate throughout the wall remains same whenever the walls are in series combinations. That means our heat transfer rate remains same. That means heat is entering like this. This is Q and this is Q. Okay, so it will remain same. And also our heat transfer rate for individual walls will also remain same. That means the heat transfer rate for wall A, let's say QA, should be equals to heat transfer rate for wall B, and let's say Q is the total heat transfer rate throughout the wall, will also be equals to QA is also be equals to QB. This will be the condition when we have the series combinations of plane walls. So now we will start our calculations. So first we will find the heat transfer rate through wall A only. Okay, that is QA. So QA is what? It is delta T divided by RTH. Okay, so for RTH we have to draw the thermal circuit. So how many temperatures are there? T1, T2 and T3. 3 temperatures are there. That means draw 3 dots. So let's say T1, T2, T3. Okay, this is our Q. Now the thermal resistance between the temperature T1 and T2 will be the thermal resistance of wall A. So let mark as RTHA. And the thermal resistance between the temperature T2 and T3 will be the thermal resistance of wall B, and let mark is at RTHB. Now what is the formula of RTH? So RTH is equals to L by K into A. Okay. Now one more thing. Here area is not given. So just remember, whenever the area will not be given, then we have to take the area in the denominator of Q. Okay. So I will show how. So what is the formula of RTH? It is L by Ka. Now we will substitute here. So what will be delta T? It is for wall A only. So it will be T1 minus T2. So T1 minus T2 divided by RTH. A will be what? It is LA, thickness of wall A, that is LA, divided by Ka into A. Okay. Now as we don't have the area, so we will bring in the denominator of Q. Okay. So this area can be go in numerator, that is A into T1 minus T2 divided by LA upon Ka. Okay. So from here we can bring in denominator of Q, that is QA by A is equals to T1 minus T2 divided by LA divided by Ka. Okay. And one more thing, that in series combinations of plane walls, the area is what? The area which is perpendicular to heat flow will remain same for both the walls. Okay. Now what is the meaning of this term? This is known as heat flux. Heat flux. And it is denoted by small q. Okay. So our heat flux, that is Q, let's say I will write for time being QA, that is heat flux for wall A, is equals to, what is T1 minus T2? It is 1325 minus 1200 divided by LA. What will be the LA? We have to find, that is the thickness of fabric, divide by what is Ka. Ka is given. I had run the part, but I know that Ka is 0.84. Just check in your copies. So it is LA by Ka, and we will mark this as equation number 1. Now we will, same way we will find the heat flux for wall B. So for wall B, we will first write QB is equals to delta T divided by RTHB. Now what is RTHB? We know that QB is equals to delta T is T2 minus T3, that is for wall B only, divided by LB by KB into A. Okay. Now again we don't have the area, so we will bring this area in the denominator of QB. Okay, so QB divided by A is equals to T2 minus T3 upon L by LB by KB. Okay, now we want to substitute the values. Now this QB by A is what? Heat flux for wall B. I will write QB, small QB. T2 is what? Is 1200 minus T3 is 25 upon LB. We want to find KB is 0.16 is given. Okay, so now let's mark this as equation number 2. Now we know that we have the steady state heat conduction and the walls are in series combinations, so our heat transfer rate throughout the wall will remain same and will also remain same for each of these wall. That means the heat flux, that is QB, will be equals to QA. Why? Because we have the series combinations of plane walls. Okay, and will also be equals to the total heat flux which is passing throughout the wall. Okay, so we know that. Now we will substitute according to this equation. So what is QB? It is this 1200 minus 25 divided by LB by 0.16 is equals to 1325 minus 1200 divided by LA 0.84. I had dropped the Q because we don't require the Q here for our solution. Okay, now you will solve this, but before that I had missed one point, that in question if you read in the first line, the thickness of the wall is given, that is 320 mm, means total thickness. This is given, this is total thickness L, which is given 320 mm. So 320 mm the total thickness is given, and we know that L, capital L, is equals to LA plus LB. Okay, LA plus LB. So 320 mm, and we have to convert it into meter, that is 0.32 meter is equals to LA plus LB. Okay, we have this also. So we will substitute LB, we will eliminate LB by this, that is LB is equals to 0.32 minus LA. So substitute LB from this equation in this. So I will rub this part. I hope you had drawn this. So it will be 1200 minus 25 divided by what is LB? It is 0.32 minus LA upon 0.16 is equals to 1325 minus 1200 divided by LA on 0.84. Okay, if these values are not right, then please correct it from the question, because I had rubbed the question and I don't remember the exact value. So please check this value. This is for Ka and this is for Kb. Okay, now if you will solve this whole equation and that we know that that you can solve this equation. It is simple maths, and you will get LA as 0.11467 meter, and we will convert it into what? Mm. So it will be multiplied by 1000, so it will be 114.67 mm. Okay, so this is the thickness of wall A for this is the thickness of fire brick, that is wall A, and for insulating material we will just put here, that is LB is 0.32 minus, we have to put the meter value because 0.32 is in meter, so it is 0.11467, and you will get your answer 0.2053. It is in meter, so if you convert into mm, we have to just multiply. If you will multiply with 1000, then you will get in mm, so it is 205.3 mm. So we got the thickness of fire brick and insulating material. If you don't know how to solve this equation, then please let me know in the comment section. I will show the solution. Okay, so we have also the second method. By that also we can find the thickness of wall A and B. Okay, this equation we know that now only we had discussed. Okay, we had utilized this part, these two. Now we will see this or this. Now first we will see, or we will only see that QA is equals to Q. You can also substitute QB equals to Q or QA equals to Q. You will get the same answer only. So what is the formula of QA? That is 1325 minus 1200 divided by LA upon, what is the formula of Ka? It is 0.84. Okay, which is equals to, now Q is what? Q is the total heat transfer rate, that is the first temperature, or let's say I will write first delta T divided by summation of RTH. Why summation of RTH? Because now we are considering for whole wall. Suppose we have the wall like this, and this is wall A and this is wall B, this is fire brick and this is insulating material, this is T1, T2, T3, this is LA and LB. Okay, this, and now we are talking about the Q, that is overall heat transfer rate. Okay, so Q is equals to delta T will be first temperature minus last temperature, that is T1 minus T3 divided by summation of RTH. Now we have to add all the resistors which are between T1 and T3. So we have only two resistors, that is LA by Ka into A plus LB by KB into A. Okay, but we don't have A, so we will bring in the denominator of Q. So it will be Q divided by A is equals to T1. What will be T1? T1 is 1325, that is T1 is 1325 minus T3 is 25 degrees Celsius, that is ambient or surrounding temperature, upon LA we want to find, divided by Ka is 0.84 plus LB is we want to find, divided by KB is 0.16. Okay, and this will be small q. So 1325 minus 25 divided by LA upon 0.84, and suppose we know that what is L? L is equals to LA plus LB, and we have the value of L, that is total thickness is 320 mm or 0.32 meter. So LA plus LB. So from this LB can be written as 0.32 minus LA. We will substitute this LB in this equation, that is 0.32 minus LA upon 0.16. Now the same thing that we have to compare this to. So we got the Q. Now we will write here. So QA is equals to Q, and we will write. Why we can equate QA is equals to Q? Because the walls are in series combinations and we have the steady state heat conduction condition, and as the walls are in series combination, the total heat transfer rate and individual heat transfer rate for each of the walls will remain same. So we can equate. So it is Q, that is 1325 minus 25 divided by LA upon 0.84 plus 0.32 minus LA upon 0.16. Now just it is the simple maths and you will get the value of LA. So LA will be what? I think 0.114 something we got meter, and LB, you substitute this LA in this equation and you will get LB is something 0.205 meter. Okay, so we got the values of LA and LB by the second method also. Now we will see the heat transfer, heat loss. The second, we want to find the heat loss. So for heat loss, Q is equals to what we will have. We can find QA also, or QB also, or overall Q also. Okay, from 3 you can find any, because all of 3 are equal because of series combinations of what. So we will find Q. So it will be delta T divided by summation of RTH. And what is delta T? It is T1 minus T3 upon LA. We got the value of LA divided by KA, and we will bring A into denominator of Q, plus LB by KB. We got the value of LA and LB, just substitute here. So we will get small q is equals to T1, what is 1325 minus 25, substitute the values of LA and LB and Ka and Kb, you will get the answer. So you will get 917.43 watt per meter square. Why per meter square? Because we find Q by A. A is the area and Q is in watt. So it is watt per meter square, and this is also known as heat flux. Heat flux. Okay, so that's all. I hope you had enjoyed this lecture. If you have any doubts, then please ask me in the comment section. Also, please subscribe to my channel and please help me to reach more and more students. So share the video and share my channel. Okay, show some love. So till then, have a good day and bye.